Let's talk vision today. Your beautiful, powerful vision for yourself, those you love, and the communities that you serve. Let's also look at some of the biggest hurdles you face that stop you dead in your tracks and how to deal with them. Finally, I'll share with you about my upcoming group program, Successful Smart Women. This is the solution I've created as part of my mission to activate dreams and co create successful and smart women entrepreneurs and creative businesses and lives. First, what is a vision and why is this important to you, even right now when life may present challenges that threaten your ability to hope or fully dream in your life and business? A vision is a mental image of an ideal life. It is the perfect picture in a perfect world of what would happen, how it would happen, and who it would impact. You experience a vision when looking for your dream house, for example. The way it would look, feel, what would be around it, and why you'd want it that way. When looking for your home, elements out of your control will come into play to either strengthen or lessen the vision. You may decide to leave out the marbled floors for something else that will still look good, more aligned with your budget. You may decide to spend a little more for the community your home is in because you're thinking of what will influence your children as they grow. You may decide on a property that's far from where you initially envisioned it, or you may find exactly what you want within your price point exactly where you want it. This example of a vision works in our businesses as well. You may decide to start your own business because paid employment showed you what you want that would work better for you. You may start your business because you found something you wish you'd had years ago, lessening the time spent in pain or struggle, right? Your vision for your work is likely geared toward what would make sense for you, what you'd like to do, how much you'd like to make. So you can picture how your work makes the world a better place and how it enriches others. This is just really part of your vision. You're either giving your ideal clients what they want or you're taking something they don't want away from them. So desire or pain. In a perfect world, you'd step out into the world, declare your intentions, put out this great energy, and shazam, wish granted. All is well. Now let's take a sober look at what I've just said. In a perfect world, you'd step out into the world, declare your intentions, put out this great energy, and shazam, wish granted. All is well. If you're like me or the clients I work with, shazam, wish granted just doesn't happen. It really doesn't. You probably started paying attention to vision work when you realize something or some things in your life aren't working. For the women entrepreneurs and creatives that come to me for help, they desire growth in their lives and business. They feel stuck. Most times, it's the same old story that crops up to stop you in your tracks. The same old problem that you've been dealing with for what feels like forever. It doesn't end. It simply changes form. Each time you create a vision or take a step toward it, that old friend that is your biggest problem crops up again and again just in time to let you know you'll never make it. This is when most people give up if they don't find help. The vision they're working toward isn't happening, and the trials that come up almost every day as they try to live out their dreams is painful. Every step forward feels like it only meets two steps back. It's almost a constant reminder of why this can't happen and it's time to give up. It is in this space that a ton of great dreams and lives filled with joy and fulfillment end. Does this sound familiar to you? If so, you're probably despairing right about now. Now, in a bit, I'll help you change your state so you can go into and act from the creative, imaginative part of your mind. First, though, we have to face your despairing, defeated thoughts and feelings because they are a part of your reality and they are important. Your disappointment means you care. You are in it to win. You are 100% there and you have great hope and expectation. If you weren't giving it your all or doing everything, you wouldn't have anything to be disappointed about. You wouldn't have anything to fear, and you definitely wouldn't spend as much time as you do trying to do what's right. So understand what you feel is normal for someone who is trying to birth and create. You're in a sad and ugly and beautiful and vulnerable part of your journey. The part where you realize you walked out on faith and now you have to make a decision. Should I go on and go full force into this thing? Or should I quit and give up and move on to something else? Here's something unlikely that I'll share with you. If you truly want to quit and give up on your dreams, please go ahead and do so. I mean it. Give up, quit. Let go of that useless, striving energy that is only making you and those around you miserable. I mean, truly, if something else is for you, it'll likely show up the moment you quit and let go. You're not a failure. You tried something that didn't work, and now it's time to move on. You know in your spirit if you're meant to let go of something. Accepting it, that it is what it is, may be difficult for you, but I'm here to give you permission to release yourself from a vision and plan that's not working for you. Let it go. Now, what if this is a God-given dream? If you've heard me speak before, you know what I've said about God-given dreams and visions. They don't know how to go or let go, and running away from them leads you to the same place, facing them once more. So what is a God-given vision? This is an image and a knowing that you can't deny, ignore, or bury. It is something impressed upon you to birth, create, walk into, or through, even if you don't quite see the full picture or always understand what's happening. You will face defeat, disappointment, pain, waiting, and even losses with God-given dreams. Just because something has come to you with divine guidance doesn't preclude you from the trials and temptations that belong to humankind. The difference is that even at your lowest point, the fire of that dream or vision will still burn. It will still have life until it has ignited what it is supposed to, or it has done its work. The journey you take in bringing such a vision to life will largely depend on how you think. You can choose to trust and exercise your faith through your actions, as I do, even when nothing makes sense or feels worth it. When you do the kind of work I do, working to solve other people's mental and emotional problems in their businesses and their lives so they can be successful and smart in all their ways, you will face the enemy constantly, and that's probably the kind of work you do. Those enemies are the things that threaten to disrupt dreams and take people out of their game. Fear, disappointment, losses, disbelief, pain, name it. Helping others overcome their obstacles means I have to first go there myself. And as you know, inner work is bloody and not fun. We do it, however, because that discipline and attention produces exceptional results for ourselves and others. Overcoming the obstacles that rise is what creates confidence. When we stop fighting our negative emotions and running away from our fears by taking up new projects or hyper-focusing on someone else's problems. Trust me, I've had my experience with both, where it was easier to drop and start something new, so I didn't have to deal with my overwhelming emotions. And I've also hyper-focused on someone else's something, so I didn't have to deal with my own. These are all normal versions of coping habits, but they don't have their place in dream chasing. I think you know that. So, choosing to trust and exercise faith. Faith and trust are virtues easier said than done, right? It is easy to exercise faith and trust when things are going our way. You put the word out and people are buying. Your faith paid off. You trusted and you received. Amazing. This happens a couple of times consistently, and you can begin to feel like you've tapped into something magical no one else has. When things are working out well for us, we honestly don't need faith, and we don't need to trust anything. Things are going well. It is when the dream isn't coming to life or it's fraught with struggle that faith can be a pretty painful concept. Maybe you have practiced faith and now you're looking at the timeline wondering whether you missed the bus or a memo. Nothing is happening. I'm speaking to you about this because I know when things don't feel good, like they're working, you can start to wane and be lukewarm in your efforts. You honestly don't see the point, and to be honest, I don't blame you. If, however, you understand that even though the days and times look dark, they won't always be this way, listen. I'd like to bring in the idea of faith and trust and dig deeper with you. Anytime I face struggle in any area of my life, it's largely boiled down to a lack of trust. It's funny how faith works. I've faced some very hard times in which I knew I would walk out with exactly what was right for me, no struggle, no compromise of my core values. Sure, you have too. In those instances, no matter what came up or how things turned out, I've never experienced struggle, and I've always been able to proceed even in the face of great difficulty. Truly feeling and believing that it will work out. And it does. There've been other hardship times in my life where I've buckled and fallen to my knees. Sure, I'll be swallowed whole. In those times, I have, in fact, met the same problem over and again and not seen the light at the end of the tunnel. In those times, when I truly look into myself, I've discovered a lack of faith in an element. This isn't to simplify what may feel difficult or complicated for you. It's to offer a perspective on the root cause of struggle. As I like to remind my clients, you may find something hard, but it doesn't have to be a struggle. Clearing the yard may be hard work, but it doesn't have to be a struggle if you have the tools, you have the strength, and you know what you're doing. Right? Hard, no struggle. Often, struggle comes in when we don't apply the right tools, don't know what gives us strength, and when we absolutely don't know what we're doing. Struggle. That is the world of entrepreneurship and building soul businesses or heart-centered businesses. My business is a version of a soul business or heart-centered business. How people feel and how their lives are changed for the better and forever is my bottom line. Feeling fulfilled and doing great work is my bottom line. Giving to the world and leaving a legacy of people who believed in themselves and the good in their dreams, my bottom line. For these kinds of businesses, struggling to create and leave impact clashes with the desire to make money until these two concepts are no longer a struggle. Get married. So, at the beginning of this video, I mentioned a solution I've created as part of my mission to activate dreams and co-create successful and smart women entrepreneurs and creative businesses and lives. My contribution to the world, right? So this is my upcoming group program, Successful Smart Women, and it starts June 14th of this year for 7 months of weekly and quarterly meets where we cover all the steps to business development, mindset, and masterminding. If you're interested in being a successful smart woman, please message me to get you started. If you have a business and you want to create it and a life that feels successful to you, this is the program to get started and on your way. Easy or hard doesn't have to be a struggle if you have the tools, you have the strength, and you know what you're doing. Often, struggle comes in when we don't apply the right tools, don't do what gives us strength, and when we absolutely don't know what we're doing. My group program, Successful Smart Women, provides the tools to market and sell, as well as build systems, gives you the mental shifts to build up your strength, and with a plan you can follow, you will be in the know of what you're doing. The mastermind is what will support you each week as you go through the paces. You will discover, as I have, that not every day will feel like gravy. Not everything you do will work. Not every effort will pay off. And that is okay. You will normalize the ups and downs without reacting in a way that stops you from doing what you know to do and is right. You will realize that taking care of your mind and your business is not once and done, but it is setting up systems and routines to maintain what you build. Sort of how we don't brush our teeth once and hope they can stay clean for a year, right? We plan for it. Brush your teeth. You will discover you're stronger than you ever thought possible, and your confidence and your mark will grow. You will clean out what doesn't work or takes away from your energy bank because you aren't interested in drowning in self-pity as much as you're interested in winning, succeeding. You will take wins and defeats the same way. They're not a reflection of your worth. They're both simply feedback. You will grow in your commitment to self and your work. You will be true and tried, and potential clients can trust you. You won't bail just because it got hard and you felt stuck. You will take care of what you build because you will understand what it took to get you there. You will have your week set up right because you started your Mondays speaking with me and other successful smart women. This hands down beats looking at others and comparing yourselves to them. You'll be too busy focusing on your work and doing the steps. So, your despairing, defeated thoughts, allow them, journal them, be curious about what that part has to say to you. There is a gift there. Then look at what you know to be beautiful and true. Dig into that. And then take the next right step for your business. For some of you, it's getting in touch with me and getting help because you realize you can't do this alone and you're not trying to be here in the same spot next year. You're like done. Message me and let's get you signed up for my group coaching program, Successful Smart Women. That starts June 14th. So the doors close in a couple of weeks, so don't delay if this is you, okay? Let's get started. And for everyone else, take good care of yourself. You're worth it. Your work isn't done. Your time is coming. Have patience, do the inner work, take the steps, and keep your eye on your vision.